Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with a pasta Primavera. It's springtime, and this green, very green pasta is so delicious, so easy to make, and I think it's good for you. But who cares? It tastes so good. All right, we're going to take lots of green vegetables. I got asparagus, I got leeks, some garlic. It's not green, but it's tasty. Some basil, some sugar snap peas, English peas, jalapeno, zucchini, and of course spring onions, also known as scallions. All right, we're going to trim up our leek. We're going to cut it just where it starts to get dark green. Cut it lengthwise and then chop it in small pieces. It doesn't have to be too exact. We're going to cut across that whole bunch of green onions, almost all the way to the top. And then I'm going to soak those in cold water because they got a lot of grit. So you want to make sure you rinse those off really well. I'm going to shuck my English peas. And then sugar snap peas, you don't have to shuck. Okay, you just chop up the whole thing. Same if you use snow peas. I'm going to cut those up. I got my 2 zucchini. I'm going to cut those in half and then in large sticks. And then I'll slice across into small pieces. All right, so there's my peas, my sugar snap peas, and my zucchini. I'm going to dice up the jalapeno. And then last but not least, for green veggies, my asparagus. I'm going to cut off the tips, cut those in half. The stalks I'm going to cut in half and then dice in small pieces. Basically, I want everything to cook about the same time. The asparagus will throw in a little bit later. Now to get the sauce ready, I'm going to have my pasta water already boiling. I'm going to hold the bunch of basil by the stems, and I'm just going to dunk it in that boiling water for literally 2 seconds. Then it goes right in the ice water, which locks in the color. It's going to make this pasta look really nice. All right, we're going to tear off the leaves. I'm going to add that to a bowl with 2 cloves of garlic, lots of olive oil, and some chicken stock. The olive oil is basically the sauce here, so stop, freaking out. It's good for you. And we're going to blitz that in the blender till it's pureed. I mean, do the math. There's about 120 calories in a tablespoon of oil. Maybe I used 1,000 calories in this entire recipe of oil. You're going to eat, a quarter of it? There was more calories and fat in that donut you had this morning. All right, another big splash of olive oil. On medium heat, we're going to sweat those leeks and green onions for about 5 minutes. I'm going to add my diced jalapeno and a couple big pinches of salt. And we're going to sweat that for another 5 minutes. So let's cook for about 10. I'm going to add my zucchini, English pea, sugar snap pea mixture, and a couple cups of chicken stock. And basically we're going to braise these vegetables, and all this is going to cook the same time it takes to boil the pasta. So here's the trick. All right, you can turn the heat up to medium-high. When that comes to a simmer, you're going to throw in your fettuccine into your already boiling salted water, and that's going to take about 8 minutes to cook. So after the zucchini pea mixture is cooked for 5 minutes, we're going to throw in the asparagus, and that's only going to take about 3 minutes to cook because it's cut so small, and we don't want the asparagus to get all super mushy. Now, after that's cooked for about 3 minutes, I'm going to add about a quarter cup of our basil, garlic, olive oil mixture. Just cook that for a minute, turn it off, and that is ready. The vegetables are still beautiful. They are tender. They're not crisp. You want them tender. You don't want crunchy vegetables here. And that's going to make a fantastic sauce for this pasta. I'm going to drain my fettuccine, and all this gets finished in a big bowl. Okay, so first in goes the well-drained pasta, then goes in our vegetable mixture. All right, we're going to toss that around. Then we're going to pour in the rest of our basil mixture, which is, again, the olive oil, the raw garlic. And if you don't like really strong garlic, you could put those 2 cloves and cook it into the pasta. I like it at the end for that really sharp, almost like an aioli flavor. Now you're going to notice there's going to be a little bit of liquid in the bottom. Okay, it's going to be very juicy. I'm going to dump in my grated Parmesan cheese, give it 1 toss, and you know it's coming. We're going to wrap it, and we're going to let it sit for 5 minutes. And it's going to soak up a lot of that juice. There's still going to be a little bit left at the bottom, kind of like an herby, cheesy, basil-y broth. To serve it, some of the fettuccine in a bowl. Make sure you wipe your rims. Don't be serving stuff with schmutz on the edge. Get a ladle or a big spoon and spoon up some of that vegetable mixture with some of the juice, some of the broth from the bottom. All right, a little more fresh cheese on top. This is spring wrapped around a fork. This is so delicious. Yes, it's olive oil. Yes, it's oil. Yes, it's fat, but it's so good for you. If you don't believe me, do some research, or just believe me. You really should believe most things you hear on the internet. By the way, this is not a pesto. It's okay to use basil for a sauce and not make a pesto out of it, so just so you know, a little different application here. Anyway, I hope you give that a try. It's spring. Go to farmer's market, grab all the green vegetables you can find, and make this really easy pasta dish. Go to the site. All the ingredients are there. Well, at least what I use. You can, use whatever you want. And as always, enjoy.